So me and Uncle Ben just got done hauling out this pen. It's the second warm day since the cold blast. It's in the probably mid-30s right now. And Ben is spreading some bedding in there. That's a second bale. I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't know if he's done or what, but must be. Anyhow, I had to swing this other gate open here for him. Looks like he's gonna bed this pen here too. All the cattle are rushing out. Anyhow, it's a second warm day. It's been in the 40s, even 50s, I think it got here. I don't know, I was 5 hours away most of the day. But yeah, it got warm today, you know, especially from being in the frickin' below zeros for a while. So things are calling out. We got this side here cleaned out. I don't know how many loads are there. Probably close to 10. So that's all we got cleaned out tonight, and inside the barn too. Not the far side, just this side. Just two sides. So maybe tomorrow night we'll haul more, but the fields aren't the worst yet. The hills are. The hills suck. Other than that, it's not bad. So I'm gonna let you guys go for now. Alright, so this is gonna be the last time that this tractor is gonna run for this year. It's currently a Christmas decoration. I just tore all the lights off it. Was a Christmas decoration in our yard, but it's New Year's Day and I am gonna pull this thing in front of the garage over there. I'm gonna start stripping sheet metal off it, give it a deep cleaning, and it's gonna get pulled into my garage over there, and I'm gonna start tearing it apart. I'm gonna do kind of a half kind of restoration. It's not gonna be a full restoration. It's gonna get an engine overhaul, the torque's gonna get overhauled, fix as many leaks as physically possible, and then paint it. I'm not gonna go through the rear end, there's no need to. Yeah, I'll probably take these tires off. I don't know yet. I might leave them on, paint up the cast centers since they actually look pretty good on here. They're 15.538s. I can't remember what the original size is, but as you can tell, the thing's got a little bit of it's got a fouled out spark plug. It had two. I was able to take the propane torcher to one of them and get it to fire. So yeah, the engine's tired. It's been needing an overhaul for a while. I just been kind of putting it off. So it is now gonna go get stripped down and stripped down and washed, and then hopefully maybe start tearing into it tonight. So happy New Year's to everybody. We'll see how I'll keep you guys updated on this project. I don't know how far I'll get. Hopefully as far as possible, but I bought this tractor a couple years ago at an auction, farmer retirement auction, and they didn't really use it, haven't been using it that heavily for the past couple years. So it ran fine there, ran fine here for a while until I really started working it. And so that's when we found out that it used oil. All the tractors I've owned, except for my most recent one, have used oil pretty heavily. So, but yeah, we're gonna go start stripping tin work off it, and we're gonna start washing it. So yeah, if you guys want to see the progress of this tractor, stay tuned. Alright, so Uncle Ben's here bedding. I gotta get out of the dust. Ugh. Uncle Ben is over here bedding. The west side of the road at the barn we call Perry's. So this is our new Bale bedder. It's not new no more. I guess I'll come over here so these guys don't. Of course, the one guy snuck by is one of mine. Actually, they're both mine, but the one's really friendly. Anyhow, this is I think it's a Right there, along there, it says Bale better, but right there it says Silver Star, so there's a big piece gonna fall off. Works good, other than these bales are just too damn heavy for our skid steers. So that's the biggest thing. There's my friendly steer right there, that's Kason. He's kind of somewhat halter trained. Oh, you're gonna go too, okay. It's hard to... You Jersey, you bastards, whatever. Skid steer will push them out of the way, as long as they don't go in the barn. That's another thing too, is these bales are kind of somewhat froze because they sit outside. So they don't really, I guess, flow that good. So Ben's trying to push the bale back and forth to try and get something to frickin' fall through. Because what's in there is there's augers with basically sickle sections on there that tear apart the bale and pull it through the bottom. Does a really nice job if you have fresh bales, and if you were to store your bales inside, it'd do a lot better job. But or at least wrap them, which I wouldn't mind wrapping some of them this fall, see how it does. So yeah, so he's gonna bed this side. Once he's done here, he's gonna move over here to these guys. From there on, I don't know what he wants to do. I was planning on hauling all this out, but yeah, oh well. It's supposed to rain for the next few days, so we're gonna be bedding these guys a lot more. So I gotta get ready to get the gate open if I don't fall. There you go. So yeah, I'll come back over here or grab another bale off the bale feeder. I'll go from there. Well, I got myself another tractor that actually surprisingly turned out to be fairly decent. It's a 560 282 diesel. Sounds really good. It needs a lot of TLC. Overall, seems like a fairly decent tractor. Here we got our roll tractors here. Kill switch is stuck.
Got an injector leak, but that's
well, that's minor. That's not even bad.
It does run.
It runs good. It runs good for what it is. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Don't smoke nothing.
You don't have to put back on.
Yeah, I'll put that back on. Don't need no water down the cylinders. Yeah, the reason I took this off is because the oil bath is filled with water, so it's froze. So it's creating suction. So it's running like junk. What?
Tools.
Yeah.
That's good for them.
They're junk. The one seized up, and the one before. Yeah. Overall, it doesn't seem that bad of a tractor.
Yeah, I'll keep stuff out.
Yeah, I could put the muffler back on. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I think it'll make a decent tractor for someone.
Get her dolled up.
Get her dolled up, make her nice. Yep. Take the front end off of that one, put it on this one. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see me. There we go. I'm walking back up to this 560 because I'm going to explain a little more about it, because I didn't really explain too much in depth about it, but we're going to talk about it a little more here. So I don't remember if I really explained in depth to you guys about this tractor, but I acquired this tractor through work. It was a trade-in for a new tractor, and the gentleman that I guess had it, he's a good guy. I don't think that's going to be the last time I visit him. pick something up. But anywho, he said he acquired it as a project for both him and his son to work on, and his son unfortunately passed away, I think a year ago or whatever he said it was. And anywho, he put a different engine in it because I can't remember exactly what he said happened to the engine that was in here. I can't remember if it spun a rod or what it did. But anywho, it's got a different engine in there. He got out of a junkyard. He says it runs like a top, which, come to find out, it does. After it starts to get air so it can breathe, it does run good. And yeah, so all around it's a rough tractor, but he says that he rebuilt the torque, which I think Dad said the torque works. I haven't driven it yet. Dad was having too much fun on it. But he said he rebuilt the torque, put the different engine in here, and that's about all he got done to it. And then his son passed. And yeah, he hasn't really touched it since. So I don't think it's ran in a while until today, because it did not want to start. I think it was actually locked up a little bit because we could only get it to turn ever so slightly either way, then it would lock up either way. But it needs its fair share of work. I noticed that the fan bolster here, whatever you want to call it, is broke, which explains why he gave me a second one. So yeah, overall, like I said, it's a rough tractor. I got the starter off right now because solenoid was junk, so me and Dad pieced together one solenoid out of two to make it work. I think it'll work, hopefully. Yeah, all the wiring's junk. It's all over the place. Thank God none of it's hooked up. But yeah, so we'll come to the back here. And yes, it does have 16938s on it, both full of fluid. And yeah, the facets here I got hung up because that ram's got its problems. One, because of the frickin' control, the float system here is doing something goofy up front there, which makes it think it needs to go all the way down all the time. One, and two, the hydraulics are seized up. And he does have it routed into one of the hydraulics up there, I don't know which one. So the actual 2-point fast hitch lever does nothing right now. So yeah, but overall it's a decent tractor for how much I'm gonna pay for it. And I say that because I haven't paid for it yet. So yeah, but it does have cracked cast centers. You can see this one's been welded and hobble cobbled. The other side's just completely cracked and gone. So yeah, but it's got potential, and that's a good thing. Oil pressure came up on it. I guess she's still running pretty good if the water temps that run. Yeah, PTO's engaged all the time, so the PTO clutch or whatever is bad. Yeah, so this will be a project tractor after I get my 400 done. But yeah, I think I'm happy with it, to be honest with you. It runs pretty damn good. Really good, actually. It does have water in the rear end. If I were to come over here and take the plug out for the hydraulic oil fill here, which I did because I figured, oh, it's low on hydraulic oil, I can guarantee it. No. It started flowing out of there when I took that plug out, and it's on level ground. So yeah, it had water. Has water in the rear end, so water oil mix, so that's gonna get drained out. But that'll be a project when I get it pulled in the garage here shortly, hopefully within the next week or two. So yeah, that's this project. And then there's this tractor over here, which I don't know, I was working on it for a guy, but it's been sitting here forever. He decided that he didn't want to stick money into overhauling the engine because that's what it needs, so I just put a new clutch in it for now. And yeah, but she's tired. It's a 460 diesel, kind of rare bird around here anyway. And again, the 560s are a rare bird around here anyway, so I don't know, maybe I'll offer him a price and see if he wants to let her go or if he wants to keep her. So yeah, but I just pulled that over here today because it did not want to start. If I had new gold plugs it'd be better, but I'm not putting new gold plugs in that right now. So yeah, that's this tractor. So we'll walk down to the 400 and I'll go over that with you guys. Alright, now on to my current project, which is behind me here. It is my Farmall 400. This tractor has had, well, I bought it, I don't know, almost 3 years ago, I think. I don't remember. It was during COVID. It's been a while. And at that time it was fine, you know, it sat for a little while. And that's one thing I noticed about these tractors is when they sit for a while and you start them up and run them a little bit, they run good. They don't use oil, nothing, because it's got carbon buildup. When you work them, that's when you find out they use a gallon an hour. Not quite. This one uses like 2 quarts an hour. 10 hay. So, I decided this winter, this is going to be my first. Sorry about that. My phone just got full of storage. Where did I leave off? The engine was tired. I decided this winter is going to be when I'm going to go through it. I'm going to do a kind of restoration. Basically, I'm going to get the engine sent out here within the next couple days. That's ready to go out to the machine shop. Have them go through it. Get it back. Get it all rebuilt. Get it all put back together. I'm going to paint everything. I'm going to paint the engine. I'm going to paint the frame rails. Basically, this whole front section here. So, yes. Once I get that all painted, nothing else on the tractor is going to get painted. Just the engine compartment. And then come back later this year, hopefully, once I ran the tractor, made sure there's no other leaks, make sure the rest of the tractor's good to go. Then we're going to paint it. The rest of the tractor. Tin work, everything. Hopefully. That's the plan anyway. But once I get this engine sent out, I like to get that 560 pulled in here. Then I got to rebuild that torque because that torque is out. Well, it's not out, it slips. And I'm going to rebuild it because I'm going to use this tractor. And I use the torque because if you don't use them, they're just not going to work ever. So I use it. Then I also need to redo the steering bolster up here because that's loose. So other than that, that's what's being done here. It's kind of a mess in here, so excuse the mess right now. It's a sorted mess for the most part, but the worst thing you can see in the engine is just basically this scarring going on here in cylinder 2. So, and the oil ring on cylinder 2 is also messed up, which would explain that gash in there. But I got everything up there, all the bolts and whatnot sorted in baggies with Sharpie saying what they are and what they're for. So, like I said, this is going to be getting sent out here. This one's ready to go. I just got to take that cover off for the crankshaft, and that's ready to go. And then I got to take these valves out here for the head, and then the head should be ready to go. It's just I can't remember where the hell I put my valve compressor. So I got to find that before I do that. So that's what's going on here. Hopefully I'll have this running before the end of the month. I hope so. It depends on how far out the machine shop is. So it could be up to 2 months. It could be up to 3 months. It could be up. I could be putting this back together in May. I don't know. So, yeah. And yes, the tires are flat because I had to deflate them to get them through that door because of the steering wheel. So, and of course I'm going to go through and I'm going to touch up things here. Basically fix stuff, make it right. New lights, maybe fixtures because those ones are shot. They wobble a lot. And what have you. But nothing too major this point back, except for the TA, because everything else works. So, that's all I got for right now. I'm going to have to come back once I get my new phone, so, or at least get my GoPro so I can film a little more, so, yeah, that's all for right now.